In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the Apply Image feature in Photoshop. So what Apply Image allows you to do is to make adjustments in specific areas. So if we are color grading our pictures, for instance, we can select where we want this color grade to take place. So that can either be in the highlights, the shadows, or the midtones. It's a really powerful and simple way of color correcting your pictures. So this particular image here, you can see this is the before and this is the after. So I'm going to walk you through the process and just quickly show you how to do it. And I'm also going to show you how to use this in a little bit more advanced way, also using gradient maps. The first thing we want to do then is come to our layers, and I'm going to come down to the bottom here and I'm going to select color balance. And what we want to do is add some warmth to this picture. So this is already backlit, it's already in the golden hour. So let's come up to the top here and select highlights. I just want to enhance that light that's already there. So I'm going to increase the yellow and I'm going to increase the red as well. So you can see there that what we've done is added that warm light, but it's been applied to all of the image and not just the highlights. So to counter that, what we need to do is come up to image and then just select apply image. And you'll see there you've got source, so that is our picture. And we've got layer merge, and we want to be on RGB. And the blending mode we want to leave on multiply. So we can always change this as well to get a few different looks. So don't always keep that on multiply. Do play around with that because you will get some interesting results. And then you've got the little tick here, which is the preview, and that's just going to give us a preview of what's going on. So the main feature up here is the invert. So if we click on that, you'll see that the image changes a lot. So click on there. And the other thing you'll notice is that the layer mask will change, and you can see there that that now looks a little bit more black. And I'm going to click on invert, that looks a little bit more white. So on this particular edit, we're going to leave the invert selected and just say OK. So if I go to our layer mask and hold the Alt or Option key down, what that's going to do is just bring up the layer mask and show us what's been applied. So on a layer mask, anywhere that is white means that that adjustment has been applied to, and anywhere that's dark, it hasn't. So when I was clicking on that invert, it was basically switching between the highlights and the shadows. So what this is telling me is that the adjustment that I've just made has only been applied to the highlights, so anywhere that's white. And you can see that there is areas around here that have not been adjusted, and that's just due to the nature of the picture with the actual light that's in the picture. So let's just come back and click on our layer mask holding the Alt Option key down. So if I click on the eyeball, you can see there that that highlight adjustment has only been added to the highlights and not the shadows. So let's add some color into the shadows. So let's come down to the bottom again and let's select color balance. And this time we'll select shadows. You can do this in the midtones as well if you want to. And let's just add some blue into them shadows and maybe some cyan as well, just to cool it off a little bit. So again, let's come up to image and then apply image. And then if we again select the invert, you can see what's happening there. So let's select the invert so it's off and select OK. And let's look at this layer mask. So hold the Alt or Option key down, and you can see there that that has been applied to, so that the dark areas, so to speak. So if we break this down, let's have a look. So this is our original. This is our color balance applied to just the highlights, and then this is the color balance added to just the shadows there. So obviously the shadows are a little bit more tricky in this one because it is a bright picture. Okay, so just a quick recap then on how to do that. So all you need to do is come down to the bottom, go to color balance, select your highlights, warm up your highlights, so however you want, and then come to image, and then go to apply image, and then invert it for the highlights, say OK, and then if you want to add color into the shadow, do the same. Come to color balance, select your shadows, to image, apply image, and then tick the invert off, select OK, and that gives you the final image. Let's take a snapshot, and you'll be able to see that the difference is that this is the original, and then this is what we've just done. That's one that I'd done a little while ago as well. So you can see there what that does. It gives you a really, really nice way to just color grade the highlights and the shadows. So let's come up to this particular image here. So I wanted to show you this because I'm going to show you a little bit more of an advanced technique, and we can use other features within Photoshop to get a really, really nice effect. So this is the original, and this is the after. I've done a couple of variations there which are different in brightness, but you can see the original image is quite dull. It's got that kind of yellowish tinge to it, and I just wanted to make it a little bit more moody and dramatic. So with this particular image, we are going to pretty much do similar to what we've done in the other image, but we're just going to apply a few different things. So come down to the bottom, and then let's go to color lookup, and let's add a LUT. So I'm going to add maybe foggy night. That's the one that I really like at the minute. So that gives us a really, really nice look. So let's come up to the top and go to image, and then apply image. And we want to make sure that we're on multiply, and invert is not selected, and select OK. Now what we want to do is come down to the bottom, and we want to add a gradient map. So it's the second one up there. So when you're in your gradient map, just double click onto that actual gradient map there, come into basics, and it's black to white. That's the one that you want. So once you've done that, then just come up to the blend mode, and we want to select multiply, and now just come to your opacity and drop it down. So you can drop this down as much as you want. Obviously, if you take it all the way, then you're going to go back to the original image. So this is going to bring in that color balance, but it's just going to do it with a gradient on it, and it's going to just make things look a little bit more cinematic. So let's just get rid of that. Come to our history, take a snapshot, and you can see there's the before and there's the after. So again, it gives you something a little bit different, and when we're doing this particular edit, we're just applying the color lookup and the gradient to the image, and it just gives you something a little bit more to work with. It's a really, really nice way of creating sort of cinematic style images. If you do want to create even more, then use your crop tool and select a 16:9 ratio. Give you the cinematic sizes. So that's what a cinematic size will be, 16:9 ratio there. So you can see that just gives you that wide cinema look, which can look really, really nice. So there we go. And yeah, I think it just gives you something a little bit more different than a plain standard kind of image that looks normal. So I hope that's helped. I hope you enjoyed that, them two explanations. But basically, in a nutshell, this gives you the ability to change color within the highlights and shadows, and it's a really, really fun process. So I look forward to seeing your images. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.